Hello, everyone. This is Elder 360 coming at you one more time with the absolute truth. It is my pleasure to be able to bring such profound messages. I really want to bring nothing but the absolute truth to the people of the planet Earth. There was many questions I asked the Creator as I meditated for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And I received many answers. The way I was taught is without a book or hearing it from the lips of another man or woman. The Creator took creation and facts that is true throughout the universe to explain to me the mechanics of the universe. Again, it is my pleasure to be able to bring a message that is so profound. Every question I had was answered in meditation. The last question I had to ask the Creator is, how did it get its existence in the universe? How did that thinking substance, that entity that's able to reason, think, make a decision, or create an idea, get its existence? The way I asked was in this fashion. I said, Father, I know you created the heavens and the earth, but where did you come from? How did you get your existence in the universe? This question has arisen many times in conversations, and nobody had the answer. How did God get his existence in the universe? Here is the answer that I received, and you reason with the facts. I know this is a very profound illustration, without a shadow of a doubt. Now, there was two facts that I had to understand at first. One, and this is the fact that the Creator gave me as I meditated for the answer. This is the way I was led into really understanding how the universe manifested and everything that's in it. Fact one, all creations that is made up of a variety of entities must begin from one of those entities first. All creations that is made up of a variety of entities, of a variety of different things, must begin from one of those things first. An entity is one individual shape, fashion, or form. Now, this universe is made up of trillions of different things, but one of those entities existed before two or three, or a variety of them. And this is the first fact that I had to understand. There was one man and woman, one car, one computer, one light bulb, one telephone, one action, before you got a variety of them. So this made sense to me. It was clear. I was able to understand that if you are creating something, you must start off with one entity first. So if everybody was told that they could get $1 billion if they can show anything that is made up of a variety of entities that didn't begin from one of those entities first, nobody get one dime of that money. Nobody get one dime of that money. So this was a 360-degree fact. It's true throughout the universe. There must be one action. There must be one entity with the ability to create a vision or an idea before we got a variety. So this is how I believe and know the Creator existed in the universe all by itself. That intelligence that governed the entire universe existed in the universe all by itself, because there had to be one form of intelligence before you get a variety. Okay, now the second fact was this: there's an opposite to everything. There's a right, wrong, positive, negative, up, down, left, right, space, matter, hot, cold, wet, dry, motion, stillness, awareness, unawareness. No matter what entity we find, we can find the opposite of that entity. Many people know that there's a world of duality. There's an opposite to everything. And this is without a shadow of a doubt. So if the Creator told everybody on the planet that they could get $1 trillion if they could show or identify anything that doesn't have an opposite, nobody get one dime. There's positive, negative, good, evil, correct, incorrect, motion, stillness, awareness, unawareness. So those two facts was the first facts that I had to understand. Everything that is made up of a variety of entities must begin from one of those entities first, and there's an opposite to everything. Now, here is something you must pay attention to. The opposites equals two entities, but everything began from one entity. So between the two opposites, one existed before the other. So this means the original form to exist has the ability within itself, the natural ability to repel or create its own opposite. Many scientists on the planet over the years have understood what I was saying. And a matter of fact, they changed the History Channel. In 1999, when I put my first website up showing how the universe manifested from nothing. They used to begin the History Channel with, first there was space and a small mass of matter. And there was a big bang, an explosion. But matter can't exist without space. So at one point in time, matter didn't exist. So they had to start off in another way. They had to start off without matter first. They started off with darkness, space, and then matter. After I put my website up in 1999. And when you put something up about the universe, the first place it go to is NASA. I walked into the office and Stefana said, "John, you're getting a lot of activity on your site." And I said, "Who is it?" He said, "The scientist at NASA." So what I'm speaking about has been analyzed by some of the greatest minds on the planet. It's just above the comprehension of a lot of people. If you ask people the question, where did God come from? Or how did God get his existence? Many people would tell you point blank. Nobody never know that answer. But I'm bringing you the answer today. So, like I said, the original form has the ability to repel its own opposite because everything starts from one entity and the opposite equals two entities. So this is the key to finding out how the universe manifested from one entity into all of these entities we have now. The Creator showed me, or identified to me, that there are 7 different entities that make up the entire universe. One is nothing, which is the foundation of all creation. If we want to identify nothing, or the foundation of creation, all we must do is identify darkness. Darkness is the first entity to exist. We have space. Space is just room for matter to occupy. We have intelligence. Intelligence is the only entity in the universe that has the ability to reason, think, make a decision, or create an idea. Intelligence is the only entity in the universe that has all motion and all creative ability. Then we have the 4 elements: earth, air, fire, and water. Earth is the different solids in everything that is created. Air is the different gases in everything that is created. Fire is a different amount of heat within everything that is created. And water is the different moistures or liquids in everything that is created. We have darkness, which is the foundation of creation, which is considered as nothing. If everybody was told they can get $1 billion if they could show something created by any living thing that didn't exist at one time, nobody could get one dime. So we have 7 different entities here. We have darkness, which is the foundation of creation, which is considered as nothing. We have space. We have intelligence, and earth, air, fire, and water. Out of these 7 different entities, one must exist before the other, because everything that is made up of a variety of entities must begin from one of those entities first. When we break the universe down to its lowest term, it is nothing but 7 different entities that make up these trees and zillions of things that we see in the universe. So remember, the original form has the ability to repel its own opposite naturally. Now, out of these 7 different forms, the only thing that can exist without something willing it to exist is nothing, which is darkness. Darkness had to repel its opposite, which is space. The reason why the Creator showed me space existed second is because without space, intelligence, which is a living creating form of energy, earth, air, fire, and water, which is also a form of matter, can't exist without space. You see how simple this is? Just look around at creation. It's the first book that God wrote. Everything learned by man or woman, they learned it after studying something in God's creation. So creation is the first book that God wrote. And if you know how to read it, you can see the absolute truth. So the foundation of creation is darkness. It's the canvas that everything is painted upon. So when darkness gave off, when darkness gave off its opposite, which is space, space had to give off its opposite, which is matter. Scientists say this universe is constantly expanding every second, but they can't figure out why. But the reason why is because darkness, or nothing, the foundation of creation, is giving off its opposite, which is space. This is why the universe is constantly expanding. And that's how it was explained to me in meditation. And it made sense. It made perfectly clear sense to me because matter can't exist without space. Space has to exist before matter. Ask yourself the question, could you exist? Could the trees exist? Could the atoms, the protons, the neutrons, the electrons, could energy exist without space? And the answer would be no. Once you really give it close attention, close scrutiny, you will see without a shadow of a doubt that matter cannot exist without space. Now, many people know that this universe is constantly expanding. And the only reason why is because the original form, which is nothing, when you want to see nothing, just look at darkness, it's repelling its opposite, which is space. Now, space must repel its opposite, which is matter. Scientists say they can see new forms of matter through their Hubble scopes just appearing out of nowhere at the rate of 7 million tons a second. Just check it out for yourself. Don't just take my word. They say they see new forms of matter just appearing out of nowhere. And all of a sudden, that matter is still. But all of a sudden, that matter get motion. It starts moving. But first, it's still. So we'll get to that. And I'll explain that to you the way the Creator explained it to me. So when nothing, which is darkness, repel its opposite, which is space, space repelled its opposite, which is matter. This matter couldn't have any motion nor creative ability at first, and this is what the Creator revealed to me. The reason why is because stillness and motion are two different entities. Stillness always exists before motion. If we was told we could get $1 billion if we could see something or identify anything that has motion that didn't begin from a still point first, nobody could get one dime. So when darkness, which is the foundation of creation, which is considered as nothing, repelled its opposite, which was space, space repelled its opposite, which is matter. This matter couldn't have any motion nor creative ability at first, simply because all motion and all creation must start or begin from a still point. Now this matter itself had to repel its opposite within itself. The opposite of matter with no motion and creative ability, according to the thing this universe is made up of, is matter with all motion and all creative ability, which is a form of intelligence. That's how the first form of intelligence got its existence. Then that matter with all motion and all creative ability created its opposite. The opposite of matter with all motion and all creative ability, according to the things this universe is made up of, is matter with no motion and creative ability of its own. Earth, air, fire, and water, solid, liquid, gases, and heat, didn't give themselves their own motion and creative ability. They are 4 entities that was created by that entity that has all motion and all creative ability. Earth is the different solids all creations is made up of. Air is the different gases within everything created. Fire is a different amount of heat within everything created. And water is the different molecules of liquids in everything that is created. Then that intelligence took those 4 elements, earth, air, fire, and water, and made many things from, and placed a part of itself, which is a form of intelligence, within everything that it created. And this is how the entire universe manifested from nothing, which is darkness, the first entity to exist. If everybody was told they could get $1 billion if they could show something created or made by any living thing that existed before nothing, nobody get one dime. A lot of people say, how can you get something from nothing? But when you deal with the 360-degree viewpoint, when you say nothing, you're talking about the foundation of all creation. And that foundation is darkness. So don't get it mixed. Everything comes from another entity. Now, if I tell you to reach in your pocket and pull out $1 trillion, and you don't have anything there, you don't have the money there, you'll say there's nothing in my pocket. So look at it from that point of view. So This is the way the Creator revealed to me the universe materialized. Now, let's identify something. All creations created or made by any living entity or any form of intelligence must be a vision, imagination, or an idea first. All of them. So you can look at creation and you can see everything created by God was visualized first. It was a vision. And you can look at creation and identify the fact that all things created or made by the Creator, except change, has weight and occupies space. We have weight, occupy space. The trees have weight and occupy space. The birds, the animals, the atoms, the protons, the neutrons, the cells that make up our body has weight and occupy space. So this proves that it's mind over matter, because before the trees get their existence, they must be visualized or imagined first, and they have weight and occupy space. It's right here in front of us. It's, God put it in front of us so we can actually reason with it. This is the first book that God wrote, creation. Now, if we told somebody to identify something that they learned, that they didn't learn from studying something in creation first, it'll be impossible to do. Everything learned by man or woman, or everything written down in a book, was learned or written down or wrote down after somebody observed something in God's creation. So creation is the best book if you know how to read it. And this is what the intelligence that governed the entire universe did, use creation to teach me the highest wisdom in the universe, or the mechanics of the universe. Now, let's subtract. This is what I like. This is what I really like. Let's subtract ideas from the scenario. There wouldn't be no trees, no human beings, no animals, no birds, no atoms, protons, neutrons, electrons, simply because everything must be visualized first. A vision is a separate thing. A vision is one individual thing, like everything else in the universe is one individual thing. And that is one of the most important facts that you can learn, that everything is one individual shape, fashion, or form. Everything is an entity. So a vision is one individual thing. If everybody was told they could get $1 billion if they could show something that isn't one individual form, or one individual shape, fashion, or form, and have a purpose that is served, nobody get one dime of that money. So this is what the Creator showed me. Let's subtract visions from the scenario. There wouldn't be no human beings, no animals, birds, etc. Anything created or made by any living entity wouldn't exist. So the only thing that we have left in the scenario, according to this, if we subtract the ideas, we wouldn't have no earth, air, fire, water, or no creations created from earth, air, fire, and water, or solid, liquid, gases, and heat. The only thing we have left in this scenario now is intelligence, space, and nothing, or darkness, which is the foundation of all creation. Let's subtract space from the scenario. Intelligence or energy wouldn't have a place to exist. So we are all the way back to the beginning. We're all the way back to nothing, which is darkness, which is the foundation of all creation. So you can see, we can begin from the first entity to exist, where nothing, which is darkness, is repelling its opposite, which is space, space repelling its opposite, which is matter, with no motion or creative ability. This matter with no motion and creative ability repelling its opposite within itself, which is manifested into matter with all motion and all creative ability. And then that matter with all motion and all creative ability created its opposite, which is matter with no motion and creative ability of its own, which is earth, air, fire, and water. Earth is the different solids everything is made up of. Air is the different gases and everything. Fire is a different amount of heat within everything. Water is the different moistures of liquids and everything. And then that intelligence took those 4 elements and made many things from and placed a part of itself within everything that it made. The trees are made of 5 different things. So much solid, liquid, gases, heat, and intelligence. We are made of 5 different things. So much solid, liquid, gases, heat, and intelligence. The birds, the animals, the atoms, the protons, the neutrons, the electrons are made of 5 different things. So much earth, air, fire, water, and intelligence. So this is the answer that the Creator gave me when I asked, how did you get your existence? I know you created the heavens and the earth, but where did you come from? How did you get your existence? And that is the answer that was given to me. And this is something very important to remember, because this is the only thing in the universe that make things manifest or materialize. Each and every individual on this planet has the only entity in the universe that make things manifest or materialize. Remember, everything in the universe is one individual thing. Even the action of willing for something to be is one individual action. When you will for something to exist and I will for something to exist, these are 2 different entities. They are 2 different actions. Now, the action of willing for a creation to exist must always exist before the creation itself every time. Let's observe creation. The cars, the houses, everything made by man or woman got their existence after men and women willed for them to be. Everything created by God got its existence after God willed for it to be, and not before. If everybody was told they could get $1 billion if they could show anything created or made by any living thing before that living thing willed for it to be, nobody could get $1 dime. The action of willing for the creation to exist must always exist before the creation itself, every time. And this is what the Creator revealed to me. So when you put these 2 facts together, if everything is one individual thing, every grain of sand, every tree, every human being, every action, every star, every planet, every atom, proton, neutron, electron, you see what I'm saying? This was left in front of us for us to see that everything is an entity, which proves our action of willing for something to be is one individual action. Nothing can exist until something will it to exist. So that proved to me, without a shadow of a doubt, and many other people, that the action of willing is what makes everything manifest. So when you will for something positive or negative to happen to another, you are sowing. And then what goes around comes around. You reap what you sow. But many people are not aware of the fact that when you will for something positive or negative to happen to another, you're actually sowing, or you're actually creating, because they don't have the 360-degree facts to actually make them come to the conclusion that everything is an entity. The action of willing is an entity. And the will for the creation to exist must exist before the creation itself. They don't have those facts to reason with. So they will identify the action of willing as being our determination, how hard we try, the effort we put forth, or our act of telling someone to do something. That's exactly what most people identify their will as. If you say, what is your will? They'll say, my determination, how hard I try, the effort I put forth, or my act of telling someone to do something. But when you put 360-degree facts in the scenario, the action of willing is the only entity in the universe that make things manifest or materialize. The third and final fact that God gave me to go along with this scenario is this. Everything created by the Creator exists in a variety. Just observe creation. You find one grain of sand, you find a variety. One human being, you find a variety. I never thought of this like this before until 1977. One star, you find a variety. One raindrop, you find a variety. One tree, one atom, proton, neutron, electron, quark, releases of strain, you'll find a variety. So if everybody was told they could get $1 billion, if they could show anything created by the Creator that doesn't exist in a variety, nobody get $1 dime of that money. And this is 100%. This is why I like this. I like universal physics simply because it's so simple and easy to understand, and it is very profound. I mean, just observe creation. It's impossible to find something that is not one individual thing. And this is the information God gave me. And it's impossible to find something that's created by the Creator that doesn't exist in a variety. This proves, without a shadow of a doubt, that the action of willing exists in a variety like everything else. Each and every individual has a will of their own. Everybody on this planet is capable of willing for something to be. They do it every day. They will to go to work. They will to eat. They will to drink water. They will to go see a friend. The will has to be before anything happens, before any creation or activity could take place. The action of willing must be used first. So if you are not willing for your dreams and desires to exist, if you are not willing to be free, if you're not willing to do right, if you're not willing for the will of God to manifest in your life, can't nothing happen. Because the action of willing is the only entity in the universe that has the ability to make things manifest or materialize. So each and every individual on this planet has a will of their own. God has equipped each and every individual with the only force in the universe that make things manifest or materialize. And this is why we have the saying, where there's a will, there is a way. Let thy will be the will of God. Or not my will, but thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. You hear a lot of people say, if you have a will in mind, you can do anything. And the only reason why is because the action of willing is the only entity in the universe that make our dreams and desires manifest or materialize. So, you know, when we will for something positive or negative to happen to another, we are actually sowing. And we have two laws that actually is our judge and jury. They are really our judge and jury. The law of repetition and the law for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. The law of repetition makes everything in creation repeat the same basic patterns over and over again. When we observe creation the way the Creator had me to observe creation, this is what we are allowed to see. Winter, spring, summer, and fall repeat themselves every year. Earth rotates in a circle. Planet rotate around the sun in a circle. We eat and get hungry over and over again, drink water and get thirsty over and over again. Everything that grows from the ground eventually returns back to the ground. Day and night take the place of each other over and over again. Rain falls from the sky. Sun evaporates it up again. Our blood runs through our bodies over and over again. Our hearts beat over and over again. We speak and be quiet over and over again. Day and night take the place of each other over and over again. We give off carbon dioxide. Plants take in the carbon dioxide, convert it into oxygen. We inhale the oxygen, convert it back into carbon dioxide. Everything is made by man or woman, the car, the computer, the light bulb, the telephone. All the machinery does the same basic thing over and over again. If the Creator told everybody on the planet, if they could identify anything in the universe that doesn't do the same basic thing over and over again, nobody could get one dime, proving that there's a law of repetition. So when you will for something positive or negative to happen to another, you are actually sowing. And then what goes around comes around without moving a muscle or saying a word. But you can make good or bad things happen to yourself automatically, naturally, by just willing for something positive or negative to happen to another. I was asked a question in meditation that helped me understand this law: for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. And the question was this: when are the things created that you reap? When are the things created that you reap? When are they prepared for you to reap? And no one had ever asked me that question before. But as I meditated upon the Creator, it came to my remembrance. If you have never sown a thing, you can't reap it. Because we reap what we sow. And we have a law that says for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, which means the reaction is equal on opposite sides. I can't reap anything until I sow it. So the exact same time that I create the positive or negative for someone, this is when I prepare the positive or negative for myself to reap automatically without moving a muscle or saying a word, just by willing for it to be. So we have three entities here to reason with: the action of willing, the law of repetition, and the law for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. You can't see either one of these entities with the human eye. You must see them through reasoning. And this is the way God taught me. When you will for something positive or negative to happen to another, automatically, you're sowing and you must reap what you sow. Now here's the scenario that God gave me to pass on to the people of the planet Earth so we can create peace on the planet. Because many people are unaware of the fact that when they will for something positive or negative to happen, they are sowing. Here's the scenario God gave me. If we have an east and a west side, just imagine with me. Say we have many different nationalities on both sides, the east and west side. But the people on the east and west side are many different religions on the east and west side, of any way you want to put it. It could be one individual on the east side or one individual on the west side. But if the people on both sides, the east and west side, is willing for each other to be cursed, have misfortune, all the negative things that they could think of, they're just willing to happen to each other. The will is what makes everything manifest. So all this negativity automatically materializes, whether a person believes it or not. But for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. That means both sides. All the people on both sides has created something negative for themselves to reap. Now the law of repetition will make all that negativity go backwards and forward, round and round, over and over again, because they're constantly willing for negativity to happen to each other. They go around over and over and over and over again. And both sides automatically be destroyed. And this is what the Creator revealed to me. We cannot progress on this planet by teaching negativity about each other and programming people to think negative about each other simply because they will use their will to will negativity for those that they have dislike for and cause that to manifest in their lives automatically. I hope you can see what I'm talking about. I hope you can understand or overstand what I'm saying. Anytime you are willing negativity for someone, you're creating negativity for yourself automatically. So both sides must be destroyed. Now, if the people on the east side is willing for the people on the west side to be blessed, have good fortune, willing for them to have wisdom, knowledge, love, understanding, peace, money, guidance, and protection, the best of it all. And the people on the west side is saying, I will for you to be cursed. I don't want you to have nothing. I will for your family to be destroyed. I will for whatever negative thing that they could think of to be for the people who are blessing them. Automatically, they are creating two things. They are creating curses and blessing. Now, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So this means the side that was willing for blessings to be for the ones that was willing curses for them have prepared a blessing for themselves to reap. And the one that's willing negativity has prepared curses and hardship for themselves to reap. Now the law of repetition must make the curses go back to the one that was willing the curses, and the blessing come back to the one willing the blessings. And that's the way the Creator have the system set up automatically. So when you bless those who curse you, you make your blessing come back to you, because the will is what make everything manifest. You're a willing blessing, so only blessing can come to you, and their curses must go back to them. So when you bless those who curse you, you automatically come out the winner. You end up being the winner, simply because a curse can't come around for a blessing. Now, if both sides, the people on the east and west side, is willing for each other to be blessed, this is the way God had it set up. Nobody can get around it. Blessings materialize automatically when they're willing for each other to have the best wisdom, knowledge, love, understanding, peace, money, guidance, protection, and health. They're automatically preparing that for themselves to reap, without moving a muscle or saying a word, but just by willing it to be. So that means both sides has created a blessing for themselves to reap, because for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. Now the law of repetition must make all of those blessings go around for blessings on each side, simply because that is the mechanics of the universe. Both sides will be blessed. Both will be prosperous. So when the people on the planet Earth will for each other to be prosperous, respect each other's culture, will for each other to be blessed in the way God wants them to be blessed, they are in a safety zone. Simply because the will is what makes everything manifest. It's the natural functionings of creation. The law of repetition and the law for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, will cause us to reap those things that we will into existence on others, without a shadow of a doubt. What makes this the powerful technique in the universe is this: the action of willing is what makes everything manifest. And what greater way can we use our will other than willing for someone to be blessed in the way God wants them to be blessed? When you will for every living thing in the universe to be blessed in the way the Creator or the source or that intelligence that governs the entire universe wanted to be blessed, you are executing the most powerful technique in the universe. And this is the mindset that we must mature into the mindset to where you don't will anything negative for anyone. You just will the best for everyone, which will cause you to be in harmony with the mechanics of the universe. This is the information that I received in meditation. I didn't read it from a book, nor did I hear it from the lips of another man or woman. And it is my pleasure to be able to bring a message that is so profound. So if you are willing for something negative to happen to other people, if you're hating other people, just remember, you're preparing it for yourself to reap automatically. My goal is to help free all people from physical, mental, spiritual, and financial slavery with a universal message from the Creator of the universe. That is my goal. And I will you nothing but the best. I will for every living thing in the universe to be blessed in the way God wanted to be blessed, in the way the Creator, that intelligence that governs the entire universe, wanted to be blessed. And I am sincere about that. I'm not willing anything negative for anyone, because I know I'll be preparing something negative for myself to reap without moving a muscle or saying a word. Is there anything else that I would love to? Yes, vibrations. Everything in the universe is an entity, as we already discussed. Vibrations are separate things and have a purpose they serve like everything else. When we think or reason, when every living thing in the universe think or reason, they create a vibration. They create an electrical magnetic charge. And this electrical magnetic charge will attract things to them that coincide with their thought pattern automatically. That is one way vibrations work. If you can get into studying frequencies, vibrations, or energy, and study its purpose in creation, you will come to the conclusion that vibrations give every living thing their feelings, thought patterns, attractions, and urges to do, things that coincide with the thought pattern. Vibrations give every living thing their feelings, thought patterns, attractions, and urges to do things that coincide with the thought pattern. So as we think, we create a vibration, and this vibration is an electrical magnetic charge that draws or attracts everything to us that coincide with our thought pattern. I can't stress that enough. But also, where our attention goes, our energy flows. Where our attention goes, our energy flows, our vibration flows, and causes a feeling, thought pattern, attraction, and urge to do. I didn't know that that was true. And this is the way the vibrations work. You can send a vibration from one place to another. But to make this story short and very clear, I'll just tell you my experience that I had with vibration.